good morning everyone. It's great to see you all here. Thank you for listening my answer to the question given. My name is Florencia Alika and then my friends usually call me as Alika. I'm a student at Tanjung Pura University. And then today, I'm here to answer to the question that given by my lecturer, Mr. Adi Mursalim. Firstly, I will answer the question from part A, which deal with the activities, and there are 4 questions there. Next, I will answer to the next part is part B, which deal with the theories of organizational behavior. There are 4 questions. There are 5 questions. And then I also will watch 2 videos later that given, and I will answer the question that follow. Well, my dear friends, let me begin my answer. Alright, now we will start from the part A. So, before I already said that in part A we have 5 questions. For the first question is, are you active in attending the lecture of organizational behavior? Do you engage in the discussion handled by your friends, and can you give the evidence of your activities in the discussion? Well, in taking the organizational behavior course, I feel that I'm quite active because I follow what my lecturer explains and participate in joint discussion by answering several questions that were asked to be done beforehand. In this course, we were given the task by our lecturer of doing a presentation that containing 2 people for each chapter, and then during the presentation, it might be said that I didn't participate too much in terms of Q&A sessions, but I listened to what my friend presented by discussing it with my other friends in making a good question to ask the presenter. And then for the next question is, how many chapters have been presented before the midterm test? And then mention the topics of the chapters and the presenters, and how do you find the presenters. Unfortunately, actually before the midterm, we were able to learn up to chapter 7, but because there were other things that happened at that time, there was a delayed presentation. So, we only have 4 chapters that I have already presented before the midterm exam. For the first chapter, it was explained by my lecturer, and then for the chapter 2, it was presented by my friend Michael Bryan and then Edric with the topic Evolution of Management Concept. And the chapter 3 was presented by Nova and Alamin with the topic Individual Dimension of Organizational Behavior. For the chapter 4 was presented by Franciscus and then Bill Grace with the topic is Personality. And then the last group that presented before midterm is Ticilia and Frida with the topic Learning. I know the people who present each chapter by looking at the list in the organizational behavior group and then listening throughout the presentation. And then what can you obtain from watching your friend's presentation? Well, by watching presentation for my friends, I realized that I get more knowledge about each chapter that have already discussed. And I also know how to make a good presentation. Alright, for the last question from the part A is, what book is used in your study of organizational behavior? And then how do you find the book? So the book used for organizational behavior learning is with the title Organizational Behavior Strip Condal Card. This type of book is e-book. I got this e-book from my lecturer because he shared it with our class as material for us to study. Alright, so I have already answered to the all question in part A. Now we jump to the next part B. Alright, so the first question in part B is define organizational behavior. And what are various factors that are considered to regulate individual behavior? So, organizational behavior is the academic study of how people interact within groups. The study of this includes areas of research dedicated to improving job performance, increasing job satisfaction, promoting innovation, and then encourage leadership. There are various factors that are considered to regulate individual behavior, such as abilities, race and culture, gender, attribution, attitude, and perception. And then for question number 2, what are various fields that have contributed to the field of organizational behavior? And then explain their contribution. So the first various is psychology. Psychology seeks to measure, explain, and sometimes change the behavior of humans and other animals. Psychologists concern themselves with studying and attempting to understand individual behavior. Those who have contributed and continue to add to the knowledge of organizational behavior are learning theorists, personality theorists, counseling psychologists, and then most important is industrial and organizational psychologists. For the second one, there is sociology. While psychology focuses on the individual, sociology studies people in relation to their fellow human beings. Specifically, sociologists have made their greatest contribution to organizational behavior through their study of group behavior in organization, particularly formal and complex organization. Some of the areas within organizational behavior that have received valuable input from sociologists are group dynamics, design of work teams, organizational culture, formal organization theory, and structure, organizational technology, communication, power, and also conflict. For the next one, we have social psychology. Social psychology focuses on the influence of the people on one another. One of the major areas under considerable investigation by social psychologists has been changed on how to implement it and how to reduce barriers on its acceptance. In addition, we find social psychologists making significant contribution in the areas of behavioral change, changing attitudes and communication in the way in which group activities can satisfy individual needs and group decision in making process. We also have anthropology. Anthropology is the study of societies to learn about human beings and their activities. For instance, and anthropologists work on cultures and also environment that has helped us understand the difference in fundamental values, attitudes, and behavior between people in different countries and within different organizations. Much of our current understanding of organizational culture, organizational environments, and difference between national cultures is the result of the work of anthropologists or thus using their method. And then for the last one, we have political science. Political science studies the behavior of individuals and groups within a political environment. Specific topics of concern here include the structuring of conflict, allocation of power, and how people manipulate power for individual self-interest. For the question number 3, trace out the evolution of management theories and then identify major landmarks in the process. Okay, so evolution of modern management began in the late of 19th century after the industrial evolution. Modern managers use many of the practice, principles, and techniques developed from earlier concepts and experience. The Industrial Revolution brought about the emergence of large-scale business and its need for professional managers. And the contribution of state officials is that a number of scholars are trying to improve efficiency in government through improving staffing and management practice. Alright, next we are going to question number 4. In this question, we must read the case of hazard of field on the ebook that my lecturer gave to us. There have 3 questions in the case. For the first question is what are the qualities of good leader, and then from this case how will they apply. So good leaders are self-aware, garner credibility, focus on building relationship, have a bias of action, demonstrate humility, empower others, remain authentic, present themselves as constant and consistent, are role models and are fully present. In this case that occurs, it can be applied when experiencing a problem. From there, we can judge through how the person faced or solved the problem. It can be seen that during the incident, his commander provided encouragement and moral support to the divers. He was willing to share all the risks that his troop faced. He does everything an army does, while directing, controlling, and executing without just looking at it. From there, it can be judged that the commander is a good leader. For the second question is, which factors contribute to motivate the troops to go ahead for such a difficult task as recovering a damaged vehicle from such a difficult and treacherous terrain and getting it repaired in such a short time? The factors that motivate the troops to carry out the difficult task is one of which is a sense of caring for each other and also being responsible and having a good interpersonal relationship with one another. For the last question of this case, which incidents indicate the importance of good interpersonal relationship with juniors, peers, and superiors, and what is the importance of good interpersonal relationship? With good interpersonal relationship, we can improve communication skills to be more effective and easier to understand. Good relationship with other people can also bring other benefits so that we can get even very good opportunities. Interpersonal relationship can also increase the trust of others in us, thereby increasing credibility and then creating a sense of pleasure between both parties. With the help of interpersonal relationship, we can also become better people and care more for others. Because with increasing time and energy, our compassion for others will automatically increase, while also helping individuals develop self-awareness. The importance of interpersonal relationship can be demonstrated through the events of the story above, as the troops and officers have a very good relationship with selecting local unit, so there's no much problem getting people from that unit to help. In addition, when the commander wants to play for the last himself, the JCO or junior committee and then the Jawas also want to help. That's why we need a good interpersonal relationship with not only with junior, I think, but with everyone. And this is the last question for part B. We need to read the text question on page 114 on the organizational behavior ebook. There's have 11 questions, and then we need to answer 5 questions. So I take randomly from the question. For the first question is explain motivation and motivating. From what I got, motive is an inner state that energizes, activates, or moves and directs behavior towards goals. Motives arise out of the needs of individuals. Realization of a motive causes restlessness, in the individual which prompts some action during such restlessness. For example, the need for food causes hunger, an account of which a man searches for food. And then, motivation is the process of stimulating people to action to accomplish desired goals. Motivation depends upon satisfying the needs of people. Meanwhile, motivators is the technique used to motivate people in organization. Managers use diverse motivators like pay, bonus, promotion, recognition, praise, responsibility, etc. in the organization to influence people to contribute their best. And then for the second question is explain two-factor theory of Hertzberg and what are hygiene factors and why they are called demotivators. So Hertzberg theory of motivation tries to get to the root of motivation in the workplace. You can leverage this theory to help you to get the best performance from your team. The two factors identified by Hertzberg are motivators and hygiene factors. The first one is motivating factors. The presence of motivators causes employees to work harder. They are found within the actual job itself. And the second one is hygiene factors. The absence of hygiene factors will cause employees to work less hard. Hygiene factors are not present in the actual job itself, but throughout the job. The impact of motivating and hygiene factors is summarized in the following diagram. Note that you will often see motivators referred to as factors for satisfaction and hygiene factors referred to as factors for dissatisfaction. He called the demotivators hygiene factors because these are common factors in any work environment. But if they are not present, or if the hygiene factors are in any way managed or implemented improperly, they cause employees to be demotivated and disillusioned with their job. For the third question is explain expectancy theory of Fromm. Fromm's expectancy theory assumes that behavior results from conscious choice among alternatives whose purpose is to maximize pleasure and minimize pain. Together with Edward Laurer and Lyman Porter, Victor Fromm suggests that the relationship between people's behavior at work and their goals wasn't as simple as what first imagined by other scientists. Fromm realized that an employee's performance is based on individual factors such as personality, skill, knowledge, experience, and abilities. And for the fourth question, Theory X, Theory Y are concerned with the nature of the people. What are its implications? Well, quite a few organizations use Theory X today. Theory X encourages use of time, control, and supervision. It implies that employees are reluctant to organizational change. Thus, it doesn't encourage innovation. Many organizations are using Theory Y techniques. Why? Theory Y implies that the manager should create and encourage a work environment which provides opportunities to employees to take initiative and self-direction. Employees should be given opportunities to contribute to organizational well-being. And then the last one is, can motivation be increased? And discuss various factors that influence motivation. Of course can. Here are some factors that can influence motivation, that is reward and cognition, development, work environment, leadership, and also work-life balance. When employees feel a sense of satisfaction and inclusion in all or most of these areas, I believe that their motivation is likely to increase. In order to effectively and efficiently undertake their management function, manager needs to have certain unique abilities called managerial skills. There are 4. The first one is technical skill. These skills basically involve the use of knowledge, methods, and technique in performing a job effectively. This is a specialist knowledge and expertise which is utilized in dealing with day-to-day problems and activities. The second one is interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills are absolutely essential for anyone who wants to become a manager at some point in his or her career. To put it simply, interpersonal skills encompass a manager's ability to respond quickly and effectively work within and lead groups of people. The next one we have conceptual skills. This skill is especially crucial for top-level executives who must keep the whole system under focus. They must understand the complexities of the overall organization, including how each unit of the organization contributes towards the overall success of the entire organization. The last one is diagnostic skill. This skill refers to a manager's analytical ability where a manager can logically and objectively investigate and analyze a problem or an opportunity and use scientific approach to arrive at a feasible and optimal solution. And for the second video, it's all about the component of attitude. So what do you think when you heard word attitude? An attitude refers to an evolutive reaction towards a person, object, situation, or a specific concept. One can see this by looking at the three components of an attitude. The first one is affective component. Affective component, usually known as the emotional or feeling segment of an attitude. It is related to the statement which affects another person. It deals with feelings or emotions that are brought to the surface about something, such as fear or hate. I took one example like someone might have the attitude that they love all babies because they're cute, or that they had smoky beef because it's harmful to health. For the next component is behavioral components. Behavior component of an attitude consists of a person's tendencies to behave in a particular way toward an object. It refers to that part of attitude which reflects the intention of a person. Maybe I cannot wait to kiss the baby, or we better keep the smokers out of the library, etc. For the last is cognitive components. The cognitive components of attitude refers to the belief, tongue, and attributes that we will associate with an object. It is the opinion or belief segment on an attitude. It refers to the part of attitude which is related in general knowledge of a person. Typically, these succumb to lack in generalities of stereotypes such as all babies are cute, smoking is harmful to health, and etc. To all of my friends and my lecturer, that's all my answer from part A and the part C. I hope that you can understand from all of my answer. And please give, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching my videos. Bye bye.